Okay, you are watching and listening to Fat Bidin Knows Everything. And it's called Fat Bidin Knows Everything because, look, it's obvious I do know everything. Okay, this week is a special week. I have been away for a long time with valid reason, which I will explain later, but I've been away for a long time, and the last time we left off, it was still fasting month and we were talking about COVID-19 and things like that. COVID-19 is still an issue, but this particular comeback episode, I want to talk about the state of politics in Malaysia and how it is. I don't know, is there still politics in Malaysia? What? Okay, so what I do want to talk about is, well, I should wish you all Selamat Hari Raya, right? Because the last time I met you guys, we were in the fasting month. I was fasting. I was getting other people to eat in the videos other than me, right? And then during the whole Shawwal Hari Raya month, I wasn't around. I was around, but you didn't see me on Fat Bidin Knows Everything. And there was good reason to it. I was very, very busy. We at Fat Bidin were very, very busy. And we still are. Because we started producing a news and current affairs talk show called Berita Busters. Right? Berita Busters. And it's a news and current affairs talk show where we talk about issues related to COVID-19 and the coronavirus. This is in collaboration with disinfect.com, a website which has infographics and motion graphics. It tries to bust fake news when it comes to COVID-19 and the coronavirus. So yeah, we're working together. So Berita Busters, you can watch it on disinfect.com or actually on any of the Fat Bidin platforms right? So anyway, that's that. We were very busy doing it because we've had to come up with stories. I have been writing the scripts. I've been hosting it and directing it. We've been communicating with the different correspondents all around the country that we talk to in every episode, and so we've been busy. It comes out every Fridays, right? In case you guys are wondering. Now, that's why that coupled with my teaching and my training and everything else, you have a lot of time and taking care of the kids and being at home and all that. But I'm back now, right? And I particularly want to talk about the political situation in Malaysia at the moment. Now, during the pandemic, we had the MCO, the Movement Control Order. Everybody was pretty much obsessed with the coronavirus, with COVID-19. And, it's justifiable. I can understand why people would be so obsessed with a global pandemic that's killing people all around us. It was a zombie apocalypse, right? And right before the MCO was declared, everybody knows about the Sheraton move where Muhyiddin, Azmin Ali and the gang kind of went through the back door, right, to form a different government and kicked out Pakatan Harapan. You know about it. This is old story, right? And then everybody was upset with COVID-19, so they didn't pay attention. They didn't pay much attention to the politics. And you would see Muhyiddin kind of had a control of the pandemic, of the situation, of the movement control of the situation, even though the Minister of Health was totally out of control, right? But Muhyiddin was doing an okay job. That's the perception, right? And our Director of General Health, Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah, was also doing an excellent job. And now, after 3 months, we slowly moved on from the MCO to the CMCO, the Conditional Movement Control Order, and now we are in recovery mode. We are in the RMCO, recovery. Industries are starting to open. We are allowed to go to restaurants to eat now. In July, cinemas are going to be open. I'm hoping I can play basketball again with my friends. So, I'm moving fast into, getting back to normal, or the new normal, right? Yeah, with social distancing being practiced. Now, when it comes to politics, as soon as we pass the halfway mark of this 3 months of being under lockdown, politics started to creep back up into the psyche of all Malaysians. Because Pakatan Harapan, or Harapan, because you're not Pakatan Harapan anymore with the departure of Muhyiddin, Bersatu and Azmin Ali and the gang, was still trying to actually not legitimize. What's the opposite of legitimize? Illegitimize, right? To invalidate what Azmin Ali and Muhyiddin did to take over the government, right? And they've been trying to call for a no confidence vote in parliament. So during the MCO, when they did have that one session, the government said, no way, we're not going to discuss anything, we're just going to listen to the Agong talk and that's it, right? And so they couldn't table the motion of no confidence in parliament. And now, right, they're still trying to talk about how they've got enough seats, enough MPs to take back the government. They're accusing Perikatan Nasional of not having the numbers in parliament to form the government, and that's why they want to go to parliament again, but which is now scheduled for July, right? Parliament is going to sit again in July, right? And in the meantime, there's this back and forth going on. And you would assume that the back and forth would be between Harapan and Perikatan Nasional, which at the beginning there was, right? Because they were going back and forth about the number of seats, who has more and who has less, right? And who actually commands the majority in parliament to actually form the government. But then after that, everything took a turn, and Harapan now is fighting among themselves because they can't decide who they want to be Prime Minister, right? You've got Mahathir, who wants to be Prime Minister, and he says, I will be Prime Minister for 6 months. And then after that, I will leave it to Anwar. And then you have Anwar saying that, no way, I am going to be Prime Minister. I'm not going to accept the fact that Mahathir will be Prime Minister again. I'm not going to play second fiddle to him. But hey, you know what, I'll offer him a senior minister role, right? If he wants, right? And we know that out of all the component parties that are forming Harapan, they are in Harapan, you've got DAP, you've got PKR, you've got Amanah and all that, right? So everybody is actually in agreement that they want Mahathir to continue to be the Prime Minister. Anwar takes a second seat, right? But PKR, the entire party says no, they want their president to be Prime Minister. You know, that's what they want, right? So now there's this back and forth thing, right? Mahathir has been going in the media, doing exclusive interviews, saying that he will never renege on his promise. He's already made a promise. 6 months is 6 months. He said that the last time he promised to step down after APEC, but APEC never happened, right? So he's saying that he has proved that there is no proof that he's ever got back on his word. Okay? Now, Anwar is still, no, cannot, I'm going to be Prime Minister, I want to be Prime Minister. He's, 70 plus. I guess he's a bit desperate. He's a bit desperate, right? And then now, Lim Kip Chiang has just come out, right, from DAP. DAP has just come out and said that, look, we all back Mahathir to be the Prime Minister, but, we agree. We have a written agreement saying that he'll be Prime Minister for 6 months, and then after that, it will be Anwar's turn to be the Prime Minister. Right? They are not forsaking Anwar, and Lim Kip Chiang has come out and said that, look, this is a for sure way for Anwar to become the Prime Minister. Just the 6 months first for Mahathir to be Prime Minister, right? So that is what is happening right now. And look, as far as I'm concerned, right, I don't care who's going to be Prime Minister. Is it Mahathir? Is it Anwar? I just don't want Perikatan Nasional to be the government. I want another party to be the government. I know that Pakatan Harapan before this had a lot of problems, right? But it was problems that could be solved, and if we push them, it can be solved, right? And I kind of prefer them anyway because I work in the media, and to tell you the truth, I felt pretty comfortable working in the media under a Pakatan Harapan government rather than a Barisan Nasional government, or even now a Perikatan Nasional government, right? Yeah. And then that's the case of corruption. What about all these 1MDB cases that's going around? Charges have been dropped. People have been acquitted. What's happening? Right? So that is a little bit of a concern to me. Another thing of concern is that you've got these two old men fighting to be Prime Minister, right? What, you mean to tell me that they only have these old men who can actually lead the country? Where are the young people? Right? I am 42. I just turned 42 2 weeks ago, right? I am 42 years old. I don't consider myself young. And where are the people in my generation that should be leading the country instead of these 70, 90, 80, 90-year-old men? Right? I'm not saying that they're not good. They're great. I mean, they've done their part. But isn't there any other options? Are there any other options? Really? No other options? It's still going to be these two? right? People are still going to push these two forward. I know a lot of the veteran politicians and political observers say that these two command the attention of Malaysia, and hence, if you put them as the faces of the party, of the coalition, then it's more likely that people will want to vote for the coalition, right? We've got Mahathir, and everybody says that Mahathir is that face, right? And people don't seem to think that Anwar can command that, although he has quite a big following too. But then, if that is the case, then I will have to admit that I'm pretty sad for Malaysia, because we can only see these two as being our leaders, right? We're pushing into the new world, the new normal. We need new people. We need fresh blood. We've been saying this for a very, very long time. We need new leaders. We need new faces. We need new ideas, right? We need a new way to rule this country, to govern this country, to bring the country forward, right? These people have been at the forefront for decades and decades and decades, right? Now, basically, Mahathir Anwar has been around since the time I was born, right? Come on lah, you know, we need to move on lah. I'm starting to become redundant, you know, because of my frustration of the situation. So maybe you guys can tell me what you all think lah. Comment below. Let me know what you think about the situation. Are you as frustrated and as irritated and annoyed as me? Now we're going to the part where I tell you guys something about that. I'll tell you guys about something that caught my interest. I want to bring to attention everybody about this new podcast series that has been launched online by a friend of mine. He's a journalist. He left journalism for a short while to join the government, the Harapan government, and now he has left because there's no more Harapan government, and he's back to being a journalist. He's a smart guy. His name is Norman Goh, and he has launched a podcast called Bicara Minggu Ini, where he talks about social issues and politics in the country, right? So, Bicara Minggu Ini, it has been launched by Norman Goh. You should go and look for it. You can listen to it on Apple Podcasts, on Anchor.fm, on Google Podcasts, and even on Spotify. I guess you just look for Bicara Minggu Ini by Norman Goh. So, give it a listen. I think it's quite interesting. That's it. That's it for me for this week for Fat Bidin Knows Everything. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. If you don't like it, you can give a thumbs down. But the most important thing is to share it, or at least give a comment, right? Give a comment and let me know what you think. Follow us on all our social media platforms. It's at FatBidin. Or go to fatbidin.com to get everything. You've been watching and listening to Fat Bidin Knows Everything. Peace out. I've got 3 kids, 1 wife, and me to support. So you've got to, like, you know, help fund my life. So you actually can go to the Fat Bidin e-store, right? I'm gonna link it below, right? And you can get actually like Fat Bidin merchandise, right? And most of it are, well, actually books. I used to sell DVDs and films and all that, but hey, everything's available on YouTube now. So now if you want to get Fat Bidin merchandise, it's mostly books. So I've got books here, See, like this book. This is called The Adventures of a KLite in Afghanistan. It's a graphic novel, see, graphic novel which I wrote and illustrated with my buddy Apan, right? It's a non-fiction one. It's about my time in Afghanistan shooting a documentary for a month when I was there. See, I'm a war journalist, right? So it's a really good book, right? I've got this non-fiction novel. It's called Operation Nasi Kerabu, Finding Patani in an Islamic Insurgency. This book I wrote because I spent some time in southern Thailand where there's a war there. You all know there's a war there, right? In Patani, right? I shot a documentary there which was banned for broadcast, but hey, they allowed me to publish a book. And if you get the book, there is a QR code at the back, right? There's a QR code at the back which allows you to watch it for free online. Oh, where's the QR code? Where's the QR code? Ah, there's the QR code, right? It's online, meaning you scan the QR code, you go to my YouTube channel. Okay, I've got another book. This is called Journo Dad, The Chronicles of a Journalist Who Happens to Be a Father. It's a compilation of my articles, my column when I was writing for the Malaysian Insider. It's all about like me being a journalist and raising a family at the same time. It's really funny. It's funny. My best-selling book, Liberal, Malay and Malaysian, Writings of a Walking Contradiction. This is a compilation also of my column in the Malaysian Insider. This one focuses more on like politics, race, demonstration, democracy and religion and things like that. It's funny too. All my books are funny because I'm a funny guy, right? Yes, I am. And if you like films, I sell this book. See, I wrote this book with my buddy Wan Chun Hong. It's a guide to filmmaking, indie filmmaking. Every chapter talks about one aspect of filmmaking, and every chapter also interviews one like a really prominent Malaysian filmmaker. It's really good. You can get all these books at the Fat Bidin e-store. Come on, feed my kids.